So I'm Cameron Bonzi. I'm the Vice President of Marketing with Coast to Maine Brands, and I'm here with Farmer Steph. Steph, and it's always great to talk to you. I like these little weekly talks and all the cool things you have going on. And today we're going to talk about one of your favorite things, my favorite things. It's all about buy local because it's garden season is buy local season. Talk to me about what you're promoting and what you're doing right now with buy local.
Awesome. Thank you, Cameron. So good to see you. I love our weekly touch bases during garden season because we actually have like a solid crew of people that follow along our little conversations
Yeah.
to garden with us. And what we've been doing is going live time with you and taking you along our garden season. We are entering mid-March, and mid-March is when you might want to start thinking about getting your things ready for seedling season. Our topic that we talked about last week was reasons why you don't want to start your seeds too early. But now is a good time to start getting ready, getting stock of all of the seeds that you have, making sure you have soil and lights and heat mats and anything you need. And the conversation we're going to have today is talking to you about when you're looking for your supplies, whether it's soil, seeds, lights, mats, or just information, there are so many incredible people that want to help you right in your neighborhood. And you can find them at your local garden nursery.
Well,
Garden nurseries are the best.
we say that, and it's so true. And I like to reinforce whenever you say that that's Costa Maine.
Absolutely.
Local. We want to create community. We want people in the community going to their garden centers and delving into that knowledge and doing business there.
Yeah. The biggest thing, because Cameron, as you know, I work at a garden center during the off season, and one of the reason I work there is to be surrounded by the people.
Yep.
The people that work at garden centers are people that love plants. They are natural nurturers. They love taking care of things, and they want to help you succeed. So I know it's so easy to go online and Google heat mat and order a $20 heat mat. But I can say just personally, I've done that, and I've gotten lights and mats that have showed up with the lights like already disconnected and they just don't work. And it ends up being not a great investment and pretty frustrating. So I made this graphic to be able to remind you that garden season is shop local season. Okay. So at your local nurseries, they're going to have seeds and supplies, but more importantly, Cameron, they're going to have native plants.
Yeah.
So a garden center in March or April is in Maine is going to look extremely different than a garden center in April in Idaho. So they're going to be very different.
Because we're obviously at Costa Maine, we've grown a lot, and we have garden centers probably covering almost 2/3 of the U.S. now, and it's so extremely different going into each one. So that's really cool.
Yeah, so you can get native plants, native local information from the people that work there. And you're also going to be able to get your supplies, like we said, heat mats and lights. And that way, if you run into any issue and it's not working, you can return it and get another one. It's so much better to support local, you guys, especially if you're in New England and you have a seasonal a seasonal type of nursery that you can support. Please support local when you can.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too, is if you are buying online, you're not getting any feedback about when, why, where, how, what the plants are. You're just getting, oh, I can search this product. And you do want to take the effort to go talk to your local retailer for sure.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to point out for people during this time of year is CSAs and farm shares. So CSA is a hot button word.
Yeah, CSAs. I mean, people never know what that is.
Okay, so CSA is a community supported agriculture. And what that means is a lot of time farmers struggle at the beginning of the season because our produce and the things that we sell don't actually come in until like July. So for the first 6 months for a farmer financially, it's really hard to make ends meet. So if you sell CSAs, you are able to get your money kind of upfront during this season to help cover the costs of to get you to mid-season. So that's why it works on a farmer's end. From a consumer end, a CSA is a weekly box. Usually farmers offer them in a half share or a full/family share. And what that means is whatever vegetables are in stock during that week, you're going to get a beautiful box curated by the farmer of whatever is in harvest that season. So CSAs are awesome ways to support the farm for financial reasons I just explained, but also you get to have local produce grown just for you. You get to drive to the farm, interact with your farmer and the community that they support, get outside, show your kids where it comes from. You're not out there growing it, you're not out there harvesting it, but you do get to either go to the farm or a farm pickup to pick up that produce. It's a great way to still have a connection with the farm if you don't have time to actually run one yourself.
Well, and you know, those farmers that do CSAs work so hard, and they are taking a risk and going into every season. And to have that upfront money is important. You get an amazing deal when you do those CSAs.
You get such a good deal. You're going to get so much more food than you will know what to do with. And that's the point, not the point that you don't know what to do with it. The point is to give you enough food where you can cover your family's needs, but then also probably preserve and can some as well. That's why I love CSAs, is because one week you might get so many radishes that you don't know what to do with, but then you look up pickling recipes and you discover your kids actually love pickled radishes, because kids, I swear to you, they love them, Cameron, because the brine turns hot pink and kids try them because they're neon pink. But that's the kind of stuff that you get to discover when you have an abundance like what a CSA shares. So that's why it's fun and you get to grow with your farm.
Also have to put in there, as we go back to soil, my mind always goes to the soil. Those small farmers and those CSAs, they take care of the soil. They're growing organically. They are doing regenerative gardening and no-till, and the things that are going beyond just getting you good food, but also the health of the earth. It's important.
Yeah. I was talking with a group of kids yesterday in Portland because I was doing a cooking class, a farm table cooking class. And I was talking to this group of middle schoolers about sustainability. And we were talking about different foods and why buying local is important. And I just pointed out to them that no matter where you are, when you grow up and you're a consumer, whether you're a farmer or someone that shops at a farmer's market or someone that goes to the grocery store, just recognize that you're a consumer and you hold power in what you purchase.
Yes.
So if you're able to go to a farmer's market and purchase from your local farmer, that's going to stay in your community and be so much more impactful and have a trickle down effect to everyone. And if you're in a store and you have access to what's in front of you, look for local. And if you can't find that, try to support organic. But do the best you can with what you have in front of you, and just be mindful that you do have influence over your local community.
We do, especially if we come together. So it's awesome. And then the seeds.
Well, there's one more thing I wanted to say, Cameron, because
I'm jumping. I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, yeah, when we're talking about buying local, there are a lot of people that grow flowers now, and that's awesome. I'm all for lighting up the planet in flowers. I just want to point out that when you buy flowers, buy local. Please buy local flowers. The reason I'm saying that is because flowers are something where they make people happy, and you should absolutely buy flowers fresh every week from your local farmer. It's a short season and flower seeds take forever to get going. And a lot of farmers in New England that grow flowers for a business, they've got their hoop houses and greenhouses going right now. Gas is so expensive. So do what you can to support local farmers, especially flower growers and growers of brassicas and those early season crops because they're going to need it really bad this season. And by all means, if you're ever at a farmer's market and you're like, should I buy the flowers? Buy the flowers. They'll make you happy.
Well said, 100%. So, and then the seeds in the soil.
Seeds and soil. Listen, I've been organic farming for 12 years now with kids, and I have had some monumental fails early season. And I can't tell you how bad it stings if you have trays that you've been waiting on and you're like, no, it'll pop up any minute now, any day they're going to come up, and 2 or 3 weeks goes by and you don't have any germination. That's time lost that you can't get back. And I've got to say, through practice and through trial and error, it absolutely matters what seeds and what soil you use to get your garden started. If you have a healthy plant and you're going to be potting it into some sandy or clay soil, your plant's going to be able to adapt with different amendments you make to the soil. But when you're starting your seeds from scratch, brand new, start with a solid, trusted foundation. It makes all the difference, and it really does matter. Plants can adapt to soil, but seeds really need a good foundation to get going. So that's why, and I only use Coast of Maine Seed Start Mix. It's the only mix I've ever used, and it's what we use at the farm every single season. We use Coast of Maine as our soil, and then I listed the seed companies that we use, but here in Maine, we're so blessed to have like Johnny's and High Mowing up in Vermont, and Fedco here in Maine, Pine Tree Seeds. We've got Fruition up in upstate New York. So no matter where you are in the country or anywhere in the world, look for seeds that are specific to your region, because those are going to have natural abilities to be successful where you are. And then always buy seeds from a trusted source. Okay. So you can get seeds from, sometimes churches do seed sales and stuff like that. That's cool. But just remember, when you're buying your seeds, you want to make sure those seeds were not, they didn't have powdery mildew the season beforehand or something like that. So buy from trusted sources.
So buy local, buy from trusted sources, take care of the earth. Celebrate your kids, have fun, buy all the flowers you can. I think that's the messaging for this week. Do you have any other messages that you want to give us as we go forward?
Well, it's almost Snapdragon season, Cameron.
Oh,
it's almost Snapdragon season. I'm really excited.
Is that what we're doing?
My birthday's on Monday, and I always plant my first seeds of the season on my birthday. So I'm trying not to plant too early this year, to be totally honest.
But you were talking, you told everybody to be patient, and now you're being impetuous.
No, I'm not impetuous. I still haven't planted. I'm pacing around here like a crazy person. I've been totally over caring for my house plants. They're suffering, but we're good. I don't have tomatoes or peppers going yet. I am so good.
So do we know yet where we're going to talk next week, what we're going to say, or do we have to,
next week, we are going to start our flowers. So next week, you're going to work with me, and we're going to seed our first tray of flowers. And the reason why it's important to do together is because we're going to be seeding things like snapdragons and carnations. And when you have seeds that on the back of the packet, it says, don't cover with soil, light aids in germination, people freak out about that. They're like, what do you mean? Don't cover my seeds with soil? And so I'm going to show you how to plant that and why. But yeah, we're going to be planting itty bitty baby seeds, and I'm going to show you why you don't cover them. And we're going to talk about what vermiculite is and why you might want it.
That's awesome. All right. Tune in next week. And thank you for being here, Steph. Have a great birthday. I hopefully I remember and I say happy birthday to you.
I'll come into the office just so you can.
Oh, I gotta have something. Anyway,
A plant.
I'll give you a beautiful bag of potting soil. So
that would be amazing.
Have a great time. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Cameron. I love talking about gardening with you.